You guys, this session will be talking about whether you should be waiting for the upcoming launches. We got quite a few left for the rest of the year, so whether you wait or not, let's take a look. Disclaimer, as usual, whatever I mention here is just based on my own research and point of view. It doesn't represent anybody else's. So please do your own due diligence before you make any decisions. Next, okay, why most people would like to wait for the brand new launches. We get quite a lot of people or rather almost, I think out of 10 maybe 7 or 8 people, right, will always come to me. Then they will wow, the price increased so much already. Wow, this one recently haven't been moving. Why? But ultimately they will say what? They will say, I think I will wait for the new upcoming launch because the price will be the best, right? And not to say that it's wrong. Yes, it may be the best for the whole development, but then in the first place, is the development even the right place to put your money in? I think that's another issue because we do have history of development selling on the first day, and then subsequently they do well for the next 10 years. So it doesn't mean that everyone is FOMOing. It doesn't mean something that everyone is always buying or flooding together to buy. It doesn't mean that it's a good product. So sometimes it's the market FOMO because there are also a lot of misinformed consumers out there. And then guess what? They create that FOMO effect. Everyone thinks it's a good deal when it's actually not. So that is one risk of brand new launches for those of you who hasn't done your due diligence or don't really know how to look at the market. And then of course and that's why we mentioned the first mover advantage. A lot of people, they want to go in first mover. I always feel that I'm always getting a best deal. If you want, I can easily show you quite some example where first mover is not the advantage. So it's a fallacy that first time that once you wait for your brand new launches, it's gonna be an advantage to you. And end up, you go for the balloting, you take the queue number, blah blah blah, and then you realize, hey, the prices are too high. Why is it so high? And then end up you pack your bag, start to go, and then you start to look elsewhere. And the thing is, well, the funny thing is, a lot of times when I ask people, hey, I ask people, when they ask me about the brand new development, I tell them, okay, this price is likely gonna be this range, and it's gonna be hotly anticipated. The response is gonna be very good, and the developer is going to take advantage. So, and then there's also one last element which I really don't like. That means this is the balloting process, which is purely, I would say, almost purely based on luck. Unless you are a bulk purchaser, you are going to buy a few units. Then obviously you have an advantage over the rest, lah. But most of us are going to be buying a single unit. Okay, so for those of you who are wondering, or maybe I can take this share, I submit 2-3 check, then I get a priority, I go and book one unit, right? Sorry, it doesn't work that way. Developers obviously know that people are exploiting this. So if you want to buy, you can only buy 2 or more. If you only buy 1, they're going to kick you out to the normal queue again. So it doesn't work. This trick doesn't work. So there is that element of luck which I really don't like, because when it comes to investing with our money, and we're not talking about $10,000, $100,000, we're talking about $1 million plus, a few $1 million. The last thing we want to leave it up to is luck, right? So when people ask me, then I will just be sharing, okay, this is likely gonna be this price. They say, so expensive, man, I don't believe lah. Then they will just go with other agent, go and bid, go and ballot already. They come back, hey, yeah, you were right. Why like this? And then in the end, I decided to walk away. Or in the end, the ballot number wasn't good. The units to left was like this. I think ultimately, if you know how to read the market, it's actually not called rocket science. It's a lot of being able is having the ability to piece all together all the possible factors that are affecting developers prices, their expected prices, and hence you are able to know whether this upcoming launch is going to be launched at which price. Is it going to be a disappointment for you, or is it going to be a success story for you? Okay, and these are, I think, a typical. Let's take a look at typically what happens after a brand new launch is hotly contested, and then people start snatching here and there, and then you take a look at what happened. Okay, the first thing is you start looking at other developments that were already launched, and then you come back to a price increment. How often is this? I think it's like almost the past few launches are, as long as something is hot, right? You sense the rest of the market is moving. I think it's very straightforward. If the developers they are already launched already, they see the brand new one being so hot, and then they also know that there are this whole chunk of buyers who didn't even get the unit that they want. They are already demand, they are really hot already. They feel like they missed out. And then if you were the developer, what would you do? I think the standard answer would be to increase the prices, because you are going to be anticipating the demand. They are going to be definitely buying something, so why not increase the price so they increase your profit margin, right? And so for those of you who will be observing this market for a few months at least, you realize that these are the kind of things that are happening. And at the same time, there, even though there are those of you who aren't observing this market for very long, please take note this effect, because when people start looking at just a few weeks or 1-2 months, they feel like I haven't really looked enough yet, so they'll wait, no? And then by the time they wait, they realize that it has gone through multiple rounds of increment, and then they come by kabu say, this why this time 1-2 years ago they buy at this kind of price, today you want me to buy at this kind of price, but you can't. They look at the upcoming new launch, wow, it's even worse, so they end up still suck thumb go and buy the old one. I mean, not exactly old, as in the existing one launches that haven't been sold on yet. So we're going to be showing you 4 examples of existing launches. I black out the units for the confidentiality lah. You can see this unit it was single unit transaction for past few for the past before Piccadilly Grand came out, and then you also got Liv was like here, and then you look at when they launched, what happened? The volume surge. Same goes for Liv, volume surge. It was all along almost single digit almost every time, but you see every few days, suddenly come in is a multiple. And then this one is another one. Okay, this one not bad. Okay, and then you see after PG and Liv also volume also went up. This one also, you realize this one is 1 month, this one is 1 month itself. 1 whole month can sell one single unit. This one was a pretty decent one, really decent. This one was pretty decent. And then you realize April onwards it started to move. Okay, and what could be some of the reasons why? Later we will take a look at this. And you see the whole of 2020, not many lah. I think, to be honest, comparatively not many developments. But suddenly after Piccadilly came out and Liv came out, can you imagine how long has it been since they sold this amount in one day? This is like their, who knows, maybe their launch day performance. Same goes for this one. You see this one is a Piccadilly Grand launch already. Wow, one day sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units in a single day. Before that, it was like 2, 3 units in a day. So search. Then this one, another one again after Liv, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 units in a single day. So people just ask me, hey, why you got this so-called crystal ball? You can see what is happening. Why is it like this? Why is it here and blah blah blah, this kind of thing. I think it's straightforward, like what I mentioned. If you know how to read the market, I think also it's not rocket science. I'm not an expert in the stock market for sure, but I'm pretty sure there are experts in the stock market who know exactly what is going on in a broader picture, and hence they are able to make the logical move before everyone starts rushing in and out. Then you got all these tech bubble bursts, then you got your crypto bubble bursts here and there. Okay, so of course, different fields, you have different people who have the expertise lah. And I think it's definitely not something that's gonna be by luck. Okay, I think I like this concept by Benjamin Graham, the intelligent investor. Like what I mentioned, I didn't. I'm definitely not a stock market genius. I'm definitely not a stock market pro. But I like this concept that Mr. Market, according to him, is a drunken cycle. When he's good, he gives you a very good deal. When he's bad, he gives you a bad deal. But ultimately, it determines whether you want to take or not. It really determines on what are your objectives lah. Are you going to be taking something bad because you are desperate, or should you be taking something that is more of a good deal when he's still in a good mood lah? And so I think it's simple. We can see. Then supply, I think, is very obvious now. Last time, I mean the upcoming unsold stock lah, the supply is last time why they can launch that kind of price with very low profit margin. You look at the amount of unsold stock they have, it's 30 plus thousand. That's why with a lot of supply, what happened to price? I think simple supply and demand concept. When you got high supply, what happens to the price? When you got high demand but low supply, what happens to the price? And today we are here, actually even lesser lah. And if you are at this level, what do you think the developers sentiment will be? Are they in a rush to sell, and are they panicking? And not all developers are the same. Some developers, yes, they are facing a very tight timeline because there are a lot of units they haven't sold yet, and hence they may need to drop prices. And where do you spot them? That one is my job. But the thing is, you got most of the developer, a large majority of developers today who are simply holding on to their stock because in the first place they have very limited stock left, and then the second thing is they got a lot of time to sell. So what makes you think that they won't increase the price? It doesn't mean that sometimes now it has the market sentiment has changed so much that last time if you come to the developer, hey, can you please give me this, can you please give me that, can you give me discount, they may give you but now it becomes totally the other way. You can come to them with that price that they want but you maybe ask for a little bit of extension, they will say, oh no, sorry, next. So that's how confident they are right now. They have very little stock. They have a lot of time to sell, and so there is no rush for them to sell. They will rather pick on somebody. They will cherry pick on somebody who is a simple, easy to handle buyer rather than somebody with so many conditions, right? So these are some of the factors. We got coming in very soon. You got your Dunman Road, which is gonna be a market mover there for sure. Then you also have the Pine Grove also. Imagine Putnam Valley, the location. I think if you go and take, if for those of you who know this is not gonna be cheap. Definitely. These two. And then you also got your the Thompson View. Closing soon. So next month is going to be an important, crucial moment for the market because we will be seeing how the market will be moving. And these are some of the factors that we can use to assess how the market is moving. Then for those of you who keep track of the news, Lakeside Apartment just on block, this today is what, 28, just 2 days ago only. And then you got the land price was 1260. Jalan Tembusu was only about 42 PSF higher only and their break even was this amount This one I don't think is accurate because if you take the average amount of all the causes of everything, you got to construct, you got to do marketing, you got to do legal, blah blah blah. If you add up together, generally it's about 700 plus. If you add these two up, that means for Lakeside it's gonna be launching definitely above 2,000. Okay, I think this one is a harsh reality that we have to accept. And then you got Lentor also, you see 1,002 plus, and then compare down, the break-even estimator is about 1,009 plus. So how is this going to be higher land price than Lentor, but going to be launched cheaper? It doesn't make sense, right? So please don't be, this one 1,002 plus, but this one says 1,006. Okay, now you can just wait for 1,006 and see what happens. I think it's going to be the same crystal ball effect, and the same cycle is just going to continue again and again. So these are the kind of market prices that we have right now. Even dairy farm, and I don't even think dairy farm is going to be that cheap for sure. Okay, so conclusion, should you be waiting for brand new launches? I'm not telling you that you cannot wait for brand new launches. You can wait for brand new launches. You can wait for brand new launches if you have absolutely no other choices in the current market, in the current existing stock that has already launched. You don't see yourself buying any more of them for sure. Because the last thing you want is to be, you get a bad number, then you really want to buy a house for investment or buy for in own stay, whichever reason it is, and you're being forced to buy something that you don't want. You don't want existing stock, then you want brand new launch. So how long are you going to be waiting? Because you notice how the developers are launching right now. They are launching after one another. They are riding on the fever of all this sold out, or how many percent sold out, because this sold at 77%. Then you got Liv and MB sold 75 to 80%. And then the next one is going to be coming out. Amo is going to be like that. So are you going to be trapped in this cycle, or if you do have alternative, then will you want to take the chance, or ballot already, then developer got confidence, other developers who get the confidence from this developer that just launched, and then push up the price, and you're being forced to make a decision because there's an upcoming price increase. All these things will be seeing again and again and again. So if you do have alternatives, then I would say you may want to consider alternatives first before you leave it to the game of luck. But if you absolutely have no alternatives, then I would say LL lah, you just wait for the next one. Okay, so that is the conclusion that I have for you. Not to say that you cannot wait for brand new launch, you can wait provided what I mentioned just now. Okay, and for those of you who may need help, you find you need more data for you to convince your decision, you need help, then feel free to reach out to me and I'll see how I can help. Okay, that'll be all for we have for today. See you guys. Bye bye.